Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Josiah Valenzuela.
And I'm Alfonso Vargas.
Federal agencies are slowly resuming operations today after the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. The government officially reopened after President Trump signed the House-passed funding package, ending weeks of halted services and mounting delays across multiple departments. Newly elected U.S. Representative Adelita Grijalva signature pushes the discharge petition over the line, forcing a House vote on the Epstein files.
We're done sort of tap dancing around what the implications of those files really mean. And anyone who is implicated needs to deal with the legal consequences for breaking the law and committing horrific crimes against children and women.
The White House and Congress now face renewed pressure to reach a long-term funding agreement and prevent another shutdown from looming on the horizon.
Millions of families relying on SNAP benefits will see changes this month. The Department of Agriculture says updated income limits and inflation-adjusted benefit amounts are on the way, but families without these benefits are in distress.
People are hungry, and you can see also, sometimes in the kids' eyes, you can see their fear because they're afraid.
That means some households may qualify for slightly higher support, while others could see their benefits reduced based on new income guidelines. Anyone experiencing delays or issue with their benefits is urged to report them immediately, as states continue working to update their systems.
Flight cancellations have now returned to normal levels after the government reopened last week. The Federal Aviation Administration says operations are fully stabilized, with air traffic controllers and airlines back to their regular schedules. After days of delays and disruptions, airports say travelers should expect standard wait times and typical flight activity moving forward. The Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says now they can refocus their efforts on surging controller hiring and building the brand new state-of-the-art air traffic control system.
The government is open again after a record-long 43-day shutdown. However, travelers across the country are still feeling the effects, with flight delays and staffing shortages creating chaos at airports. The 40 airports that were affected are now operating at full capacity, and while there is hope that all flights will resume their regular schedule, there are still some doubts from travelers. Our Sulor Garretson spoke to passengers and family, and this is what they had to say.
Airlines say the wave of cancellations and delays that disrupted airports nationwide due to the government shutdown has eased, with schedules stabilizing and passenger traffic flowing more smoothly as each day goes by. The shutdown caused thousands of airline employees to work without pay, while some decided not to show up to work altogether. However, some passengers didn't even feel the effects of the shutdown and subsequent flight delays.
She came in from Bogota to Atlanta. And that one went just fine. I figured that would, but I thought, no, we're going to have trouble here in the States. She should be arriving any moment, right on time.
With air traffic controllers short-staffed across the country, the FAA decreased all air traffic by 10%, leading to numerous delays and cancellations across several major hubs such as Los Angeles, Chicago, Detroit, and Georgia. However, as the conditions eventually improved, crews and airlines were able to reposition, and airlines spent the last 48 hours working to clear the backlog.
We were lucky. We were really lucky. My aunts and uncles, a couple of them got delayed and they had to get rescheduled, but they all got there.
Today, most carriers are reporting only minimal disruptions, and airports that were congested earlier in the month are now seeing normal wait times. Transportation officials say the system is back in balance, though they warn that travelers should still expect occasional delays, especially with Thanksgiving being the busiest travel holiday of the year. For now, passengers are finally catching the flights they booked, bringing a welcome end to a stressful stretch of travel turbulence. Many travelers say the improvement is a huge relief. That's all I've got. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Sulor. Israel's parliament has taken two sweeping and controversial steps. The Knesset has advanced a bill introducing the death penalty for convicted terrorists, a move critics warn could disproportionately target Palestinians. Lawmakers also approved a measure giving the government expanded power to shut down foreign media outlets without court review, authority that was used earlier this year to close Al Jazeera's operations in Israel. Human rights groups and press freedom activists are raising alarms, saying the legislation weakens democratic checks and could further inflame tensions across the region.
The U.S. Justice Department is investigating violent clashes outside a Turning Point USA event at UC Berkeley. Hours before the event started, protesters gathered at the premises, with some seen in standoff with officers. City and university authorities made several arrests following the catastrophic event. Federal officials say they will review possible civil rights violations after protesters disrupted the gathering.
Was it handled in a discriminatory fashion, how the staff handled it? And student groups and purported student groups that may or may not be student groups who openly advocated for violence and interference.
UC Berkeley condemned the violence and say it's cooperating fully with investigators.
President Trump is introducing a new idea to Senate Republicans, one that would shift billions of dollars in Affordable Care Act subsidies and send that money directly to Americans. It's a concept that's still taking shape, but it's already sparking debate on Capitol Hill. Right now, there's no detailed plan from the White House, though GOP Senator Rick Scott is working on drafting the legislation. Democrats say they're not ready to consider the proposal, describing it as a move that could significantly weaken the Affordable Care Act. They're calling for any conversation about the health care to wait until the shutdown standoff is resolved. For now, both sides remain fixed in their position as the debate over the proposal continues.
The FDA has appointed Dr. Richard Pazdur as the new head of its Center for Drug Evaluation and Research, stepping in after Dr. George Tidmarsh resigned following concerns about misconduct. Pazdur is well known in the medical community. He's a longtime oncology leader and an award-winning scientist who has helped modernize the drug approval process over the past decade. Colleagues credit him with pushing for faster, more effective review pathways and expanding access to groundbreaking cancer treatments.
A new whistleblower claim is raising questions about Ghislaine Maxwell's prison treatment. Attorney for the victim, Spencer Cuvine, says the convicted sex offender is getting special privileges behind bars, including custom meals, private computer visits, and after-hour access.
Here they're seeing Maxwell get an upgrade with puppies and computers. It's disgusting. It should never happen. And it should make everyone question what exactly is going on here and why this is happening.
Maxwell is also preparing a commutation request. Federal officials have not verified the allegations.
A commuter train in Argentina derailed this morning, sending cars off the tracks and filling the area with thick smokes as first responders rushed in. The incident happened during a busy travel period, catching many passengers off guard. Officials say at least 19 people were injured. Roughly half of the passengers were transported to nearby hospitals for further evaluation, while others were treated on-site for cuts, bruises, and smoke-related symptoms. Service has since resumed, but officials say inspections are underway to ensure the tracks are safe before operations fully return to normal.
A Hillsboro, Oregon high school student's plea to the city council about immigration enforcement is going viral. 16-year-old Manny Chavez spoke through tears about living in fear of ICE arrest in his community.
It's not just about me. What I spoke is not for me. It's for my community. It's for all colored people. It's all for my Hispanic culture.
Since the meeting, he's raised nearly $26,000 for a Hillsboro Immigration Support Fund and is planning a Thanksgiving food drive to help affected families.
The holiday rush is on, and shoppers aren't holding back.
We'll take a look at what's fueling this early spending surge and what experts say it could mean for the economy heading into the new year.
Veterans risked their lives for our country, and now the San Fernando community is coming together to honor those who serve. We'll show you how they're expressing their gratitude.
Plus, a heads up for California homeowners, new loopholes in house insurance policies could leave some residents uncovered when disaster strikes.
What you need to know before renewing your policy, those stories and more after the break.
Welcome back to Valley View News. Sounds like holiday shopping just got a little bit more expensive. Alfonso, you've been looking into this. What should shoppers expect?
That's right, Josiah. Shoppers may see an increase in the cost of holiday spending due to Trump's new tariff policy. Financial tech company LendingTree says Trump's tariff will cause about a $40 billion increase in holiday shopping costs. Although much of the excess cost will be absorbed by retailers, the financial tech company says that roughly $29 billion of it will fall onto consumers. Shoppers could end up paying an extra $132 this season.
A 66-year-old Arizona woman has made history, becoming the oldest woman to swim 21 miles across California's Catalina Island Channel. Deborah Gardner completed the grueling overnight swim to honor her 90-year-old father, a decorated Marine veteran.
Honoring my dad was very, very special, along with Southern Cross service dogs for veterans who happened to come all the way from Florida to see me off on my swim and to see the finish as well.
Her journey raised more than $20,000 for service dogs for veterans, a heartfelt tribute following Veterans Day.
New York City marked Veterans Day with one of the largest tributes in the country, the 106th Veterans Day Parade, and the energy along Fifth Avenue was unmistakable. More than 20,000 service members, families, and supporters filled the streets, marching from 25th to 45th Street in a celebration of pride, gratitude, and generations of service. The event featured veteran groups, community organizations, and local students marching in support. Veterans like Scott White say they were grateful for the turnout, while attendees like cheerleader Sarah Geraldo said it was an honor to thank those who serve.
In the San Fernando Valley, veterans and community members lined the streets for a parade of cars honoring service and sacrifice. Alexis Martinez shows us how the community came together.
The city of San Fernando came together for an annual tradition of the Veterans Day Parade, where they honor the men and women who served this country.
The sounds of pride and patriotism filled the air as the San Fernando Senior High School Band led the way through the parade. Along San Fernando Boulevard, the spirit of service was on full display, and for one veteran, that means giving back with humility and respect.
So I'm generally very humbled to meet these combat veterans, okay? I can recognize who are the combat veterans. There's a look. When you have served your country, it changes you. So these are very changed men. And these men are humble because these men know those who have died for their country.
As veterans reflected on their years of service, the next generation was already stepping up to follow in their footsteps. The JROTC took part in the parade, marching with precision and pride, honoring those who came before them.
And while the city honors those who have served, this local veteran is looking to continue his service through public office.
There was a movement to make San Fernando Valley their own city, right? It would include Pacoima, Silmar, and the city of LA doesn't want it because of the tax revenue, right, they get from us, right? We got a lot of hardworking people. We deserve to be our own community. We don't deserve to be part of the LA system because we get neglected by the city of LA.
After touching on the importance of civic engagement, the community found another way to honor its heroes. Classic cars and lowriders cruised down the street, each one paying tribute to local veterans. The parade's rhythm came alive once again with the sounds of the marching band.
As the parade comes to a close, the city of San Fernando extends a heartfelt gratitude to those who have served this country. Reporting from the city of San Fernando, I'm Alexis Martinez for Valley View News.
Thank you, Alexis. A new investigation by the New York Times shows California's 2023 plan to stabilize homeowner insurance in fire-prone areas isn't working as intended. What was supposed to bring relief is now revealing major gaps. The report says insurance companies have found loopholes that let them avoid covering homes at high risk for wildfires while still qualifying for higher rates. That's leaving many of the state's most vulnerable homeowners without the protection they were counting on. State enrollment in the last resort insurance program has nearly doubled, even with the reforms in place, and for a lot of homeowners, finding affordable coverage is becoming harder than ever.
If you're looking for something festive to kick off the holiday season, hop on board. Metrolink's annual Holidays Express is gearing up to roll out another year of cheerful family fun. The specialized ticket rides will begin next month and will include family fun activities, character visits, and a 75-minute ride. Designated trains will have themes. Interiors and each station will feature festive activities, holiday music, and treats. Metrolink is also partnering with local nonprofit organizations to collect toys at each stop. The Holiday Express will run from December 1st through the 21st.
If you're craving a little holiday nostalgia, McDonald's is bringing back a fan favorite just in time for the season. The fast food chain is rolling out its holiday pie once again, and for longtime customers, it's a familiar treat. The dessert comes with a buttery, sugar-glazed crust topped with rainbow sprinkles, and inside is a warm, creamy custard filling. McDonald's first introduced the holiday pie back in 1999, and it quickly became one of those menu items people look forward to every year.
When we return, we'll show you how one organization is giving hope to pet owners and saving four-legged family members across the country.
Plus, before you hit the drive-thru, a new warning from fast food chains and what customers need to watch out for as holiday lines and mobile orders pick up.
And entertainment from new movie premieres to major music news, we've got the latest buzz from Hollywood. All that and more when we come back.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Valley View News. You know what, Alfonso? I'm looking forward to spending for my family, my friends, and even getting something for my pup. You know, I know you looked at it. What do we got?
I couldn't agree with you more, Josiah. I love spending the holidays with my loved ones and furry friends who feel like home. And with how much our pets mean to us, this is something every owner should hear. November is National Pet Cancer Awareness Month, a reminder that cancer touches our pets just as deeply as it touches us. Our reporter, Ava Sear, shows us how one organization is turning heartbreak into hope.
Every year, thousands of dogs are diagnosed with cancer, but for many pet owners, the signs come too late. That's why the group Chase Away Canine Cancer is on a mission to raise awareness, fund research, and encourage early detection in order to save lives one paw at a time. Chase Away Canine Cancer was created almost 20 years ago, and the volunteer program has raised over $1 million to fund canine cancer research and raise awareness. One of the big pillars of their foundation is informing dog owners about the things they can do to prevent cancer before needing to see a vet. The group encourages checking your dog once a month for any new lumps or bumps. It's a simple step that could mean more time with your best friend.
And everybody pets their dogs and you know is attentive to their dogs, but they need to look in their mouths. They need to look in between their toes. They need to, look up their butt. They really have to do that thoroughly because dogs are stoic. They won't tell you they're sick until it's too late.
Sarah also recommends thoroughly checking or cleaning your toys before throwing them to your pup.
But the stuffy toys, to my understanding, get shipped into our country packed in formaldehyde. And I mean, there's chemicals in there because they're shipping it and you can't bring their bugs into our world. And most people they'll go to the store, they'll buy the stuffy toy and then they'll bring it home and they'll throw it to their dog. I don't want my dog chewing on that.
Experts say 1 in 3 dogs will face cancer in their lifetime. But through awareness campaigns like this, Chase Away Canine Cancer is helping to turn those numbers around. Reporting from West Hollywood, I'm Ava Sear for Valley View News.
A shopping slowdown has sounded an alarm for a couple of major fast food chains. The alarm is highlighting a rift in the economy as inflation gets worse and hire continues to dwindle down. Big-name brands such as Chipotle, McDonald's have flagged that the people of lower income are not spending at their restaurants. A recent survey from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York says that American household debt hit a record high.
It's that time of the year again. McDonald's is bringing back one of its most talked about menu items. The saucy, smoky sandwich is popping up in the select cities across the country, including Los Angeles, Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, and plenty more. Not every location will have it, so spotting one almost feels like finding a golden ticket to hungry fans. The announcement return came as the sandwich began to appear in some markets, so if you're a McRib loyalist, now might be the time to check your local drive-thru.
Target is enforcing a new rule on employees in hopes of spending holiday cheer. They want the workers to smile, make eye contact, wave, and kindly greet the customers within 10 feet. If they are within 4 feet of the customer, they are instructed to ask if the shopper needs help after personally greeting them. This initiative is called the 10 to 4 program, creating to improve the customer experience. Target's Executive Vice President and Chief Stores Officer says the new policy translates to guest love and loyalty.
Some unexpected hits, a record-breaking sale, and a musical comeback you might not see coming. Our reporter Andres Sosa has your entertainment roundup.
It's shaping up to be an exciting season for movie fans and music lovers alike. Let's start with hitting with the big screen. Pixar is bringing back one of its most beloved franchises, Toy Story. It's returning once again with Woody, Buzz, and the gang, gearing up for another round of heart, humor, and nostalgia. While details of the plot are still under wraps, fans can expect a mix of familiar voices and fresh faces when it hits the theaters next year. Also making the comeback, the Now You See Me crew. The magicians known as the Four Horsemen are setting to pull off their biggest trick yet in Now You See Me 3. The star-studded cast, which includes Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson, is expected to deliver more of the slick, high-stakes magic that made the first film's box office hits. Speaking of hits, the weekend box office numbers are in, and it's another strong showing for big franchises. Predator: Badlands dominated the weekend, opening with an impressive $40 million across 4,000 theaters. Regretting You followed with $6.7 million, while The Black Phone 2 scared up at another $5.2 million, pushing its total to around $70 million to date. Over in the world of collectibles, a piece of movie magic just went under the hammer. The Wicked Witch of the West iconic hat from The Wizard of Oz sold at the auction for a blinding sum. The classic prop fetched hundreds of thousands of dollars, proving that Hollywood nostalgia never goes out of style. And in music, Michael Jackson is back in the charts. The king of pop has re-entered the Billboard Top 50 thanks to a viral resurgence of his hit songs on streaming platforms, reminding fans everywhere why his legacy still reigns supreme. And that's a look what's trending in entertainment. Back to you guys in the studio.
LAFC is chasing another championship, and fans are hoping they can bring home a trophy just like the Dodgers did. We'll take a look at what it will take for the black and gold to make it all the way.
Switching gears to the mat, a local college Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu team is headed to nationals. We take a look on how they're rolling their way to a big finish.
Although the rain we saw last week is gone, you might still want to hang on to those layers.
Your forecast is just ahead to show if sweater weather will last through the week.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete. But it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Hello and welcome back to Valley View News.
From championship dreams to playoff showdowns, Los Angeles teams are keeping fans on the edge of their seats. For all the latest scores, highlights, and matchups, here's Ava Sear with your sports update.
The Lakers are hoping to continue their strong start in the season with a win against the Jazz. Following that game, the Lakers have another goal, and that's to advance from the group stage of the NBA Cup. The Clippers, on the other hand, are searching for a way to turn around their season as they play against the Cavaliers. The goal is the same for the Clippers as they face off against the Lakers at home in the group stage. The Dodgers are still celebrating their World Series win, but strike out with City Hall. A 12-1 city council vote is pushing transportation officials to terminate the gondola project, which has been in the works since 2018. The aerial tramway, costing approximately $500 million, was supposed to connect fans from Union Station to Dodger Stadium, but now this years-long effort looks to be dead before it ever takes the air. Championship hope doesn't stop with the Dodgers, as the Los Angeles Football Club will be competing in the semifinals of the playoffs against Vancouver FC in the hopes of making it back to the finals, with the intent of capturing the title this year. In college football, exciting games take over the weekend, starting with the number 17 ranked USC taking on the Big Ten rival, number 8 ranked Oregon, in hopes of going on a 4-game win streak. Pittsburgh, in search of climbing the ranks, will take on number 16 ranked Georgia Tech. The Texas Longhorns are reeling from a prior loss to Georgia and hope to get back on win column against Arkansas. Ohio State is looking to stay at the number 1 spot as they play against Rutgers. The Chiefs look to shrug off their early season struggles with a matchup against the top-seeded Colts in the morning, while the Rams will face off against the Buccaneers as they headline Sunday Night Football. The Packers will host the Minnesota Vikings in hopes of returning to competing for the top spot in the NFC North. The Eagles will face off against division rivals, the Cowboys, for the second time this season in search of a season sweep. UFC Fight Night will feature 2 number 1 contender matches that will give the fans something worth watching. Number 2 ranked Arman Sarukian will take on Dan Hooker in the main event in hopes of getting his long-awaited title match against the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Ilia Topuria. Bilal Muhammad will fight Ian Machado Gary, with the winner facing the winner of Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. The Formula One season rolls on as drivers head to Nevada for the 2025 Las Vegas Grand Prix. The race runs this weekend on the iconic Las Vegas Strip circuit. The nighttime street race covers 50 laps across a nearly 4-mile course, promising high speeds and tight racing under the lights. This event marks round 22 of the 24-race season, putting added pressure on teams as the championship picture sharpens. With massive crowds expected and the season nearing its finale, officials say fans should prepare for one of the most electric weekends on the F1 calendar. And CSUN students are stepping onto the mat into competition with their Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu team. The group has been practicing for months, learning technique, teamwork, and discipline as they get ready to face other college teams. Our reporter Alfonso Vargas shows us how they did in the latest tournament.
The National Collegiate Grappling Association came to CSUN, where other universities that had jiu-jitsu clubs competed against each other. The event had 2 mats where competitors would grapple against each other. It kicked off with co-ed matchups with women fighters going head-to-head, trying to accumulate enough points for a win that would later benefit the school. On the other mat, the men took each other on with the same goal in mind to gain victories for the school. The atmosphere during the event allowed participants to have a comfortable feeling while competing.
Once I'm here, the environment is very invigorating, it's exciting, it's competitive. I really enjoy it. It reminds me of when I'm training at 10th Planet Fontana.
This is where the competition began to get tougher. Men's Division 1 began to take the mat. Higher level jiu-jitsu was displayed when they began to fight. Each fight was a nail-biter that came down to the wire, with the winners of the match only taking the win by a small point differential. Coaches in their corner will be giving support in the middle of the fight to help their fighters. CSUN had much success in the tournament, with now more coming their way.
And we're about to go nationals. So, it's a great opportunity, like I said, for the sport. And hopefully, you can see us in Louisiana and CSUN BJJ.
Awards were announced at the end, and CSUN took most first-place finishes, including overall team success.
Thank you, Alfonso. That wraps up the latest in sports, so I'll send it back to you two.
I don't know about you, Alfonso, but last week rain has me finally turning up the heater and bundling up. My fall clothes are feeling a little neglected from this past heat wave.
I couldn't agree more, Josiah. The cooler weather is finally starting to feel like the holidays are right around the corner. Luckily, our Sulor Garretson has a breakdown of what to expect this week. Sulor, tell us what it's looking like.
Thanks, guys. Well, it might have taken until the last few weeks of the year and a week full of rain showers, but things are finally starting to get cold in Southern California. So put your raincoats away and get your hoodies and sweatpants ready. Starting off here in the San Fernando Valley, mostly cloudy skies are expected throughout the week. The highs for the area will reach the low 70s over the weekend and will drop to the mid 60s by the end of next week. The evening lows will go from the low 50s to the high 40s. Heading over to downtown, the sun will come out periodically with light and variable winds scattered during the next week. The highs will reach the low 70s, but will primarily stay in the 60s, while the lows for the area will hover around 50 degrees. Let's take a trip down to PCH to see what's going on at the beaches. It's going to be chilly by the waters with highs in the mid 60s over the weekend before dropping to the low 60s by next Friday. The lows are also going to stay right around the low 50s. Finally, the inland areas expect partly sunny skies throughout the week. The highs will peak in the low 70s before dropping to the high 60s towards the end of the week. Similarly, the lows will start out in the high 40s before dipping to the mid 40s. That's going to be your weekly forecast. I hope everyone's ready with their hot cocoa and apple cider for the chilly days and nights ahead. Back to you guys.
Finally tonight, a heartwarming reunion off California's Central Coast.
A tiny sea otter pup nicknamed Caterpillar was safely reunited with its mother in Morro Bay after rescuers used a recording of the pup's cries to help guide her to the abandoned baby otter. The Marine Mammal Center team searched for nearly 2 hours along the coast before the mother finally appeared and scooped Caterpillar right up.
Thanks to illegal hunting and the destruction of their natural habitats, southern sea otters remain a threatened species, making moments like this even more special.
Stories like these are a sweet reminder that a little teamwork can have a big impact on local wildlife. That's all for us at Valley View News. I'm Alfonso Vargas.
And I'm Josiah Valenzuela. For stories any time of the day, see our YouTube channel at Valley View News and our Instagram page at Valley View News CSUN.